Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. Hey guys, today I'm going to walk you through sublimation and bleaching. I'm using these are the Gildan Softstyle. This is the heather blue, and you can tell the difference in the colors immediately by looking at them because the heather blue and any of the heather colors are going to look like it has like a texture of the blue and a little bit of white kind of seeping through. So there you have it. That's the best way I can explain it to you. And what I'm told is that these are the only ones that will work with the sublimation bleach process. That's probably why when I went to the t-shirt shop yesterday, this is the only color they had. Every other heather color was sold out completely. Now they had plain Gildan, t-shirts, but the soft style heather was out. So that's what you want to look for is Gildan soft style heather in the different colors. I'm also told, sorry, I just came from outside and I'm sweating. I'm also told that Jiffy, I've never ordered from Jiffy before, but I'm told that Jiffy is also sold out of them. So guys, if you find them, buy them up because they're probably not going to have any at Christmas time, definitely. So I'm going to be sublimating on this shirt and then bleaching it. So I did the sublimation method first, and then I did the bleach. The bleach that I'm using, this is a Awesome Bleach fresh scent. It doesn't say anything about the splash because I was told not to use the splash ones. They say some people like the splash, but the lady I was watching on YouTube who seemed to have been doing these for a long time said don't use the splash. Now, she didn't use this. She preferred the Clorox brand, but this is what I had and this is what I used, okay? I do have the no splash or splashless, something like that, but I didn't try it, okay? So this is what I'm using. And I just took a hair bottle spray container that I wasn't using and put the bleach in it. I did not do 50-50. I didn't do water and bleach. I did all bleach. So it's my first time. Well, this will be my second time. So this is the shirt that I did. If you guys can see that. And I'm told that once you put the peroxide on it, because you have to put peroxide on these with water, that it should take out some of the browning in here. So I'm going to test that and see if it does. If it doesn't, this is a shirt for my granddaughter. She's not going to die if it has some browning on there. But after you put the water and peroxide, then you're supposed to wash them in cold water, okay? And the lady I watched, she air dried hers. Now, I got these little designs from somebody on YouTube that said kind of twist the shirt and lightly spray the bleach on it. So I tried that and fell in love with it. All right, I did not bleach the back. So I put a piece of cardboard inside here to avoid getting bleach on the back. But, you can do the back as well. But if you don't want the black back to get bleached, then you need to put something inside. So I just used a box that I got from Amazon. I cut it up and inserted it inside here. So we're going to see, how this next one turns out. So this one is done. All I need to do is soak that one in water and peroxide, and I'll do that while I'm actually getting ready to do this one. So I will have you to join me over. I already have the design. I'm going to do that same design again, but this time I'm doing it in red. And I have hashtag Team Life. So this one was in purple and this one is in red. So this shirt size is a small and this one was a medium. So I will have you to join me over. And I'm not going to do the lint roll and all that. I will heat press it for 3 to 5 seconds to get any moisture out of it. but I'm not going to do the lint roll. I don't think it's really necessary for this process because this is not a polyester shirt. This Gildan Softstyle is, if I can see these little numbers, it's 65% polyester and 35% cotton. So it's 65-35 with polyester being the higher count, okay? But yeah, I'm not lint rolling it still. If it was 100% polyester, I would, but I'm not going to lint roll it. I didn't lint roll that one. And then we're going to press this at 400 for 60 seconds, okay? So I'm going to have you to join me. I think I told you everything so far. I'm going to have you join me over at the heat press. All right, guys, we're at the heat press. I have my shirt laid out. I have a piece of butcher paper underneath so that my ink doesn't bleed through. I'm going to get out the moisture by just pressing this about 3 to 5 seconds. All right, we're gonna go ahead. This is our image. We're gonna go ahead and place that face down. And you wanna be about 3 fingers from the top. And you wanna make sure that you have it centered. And I can kind of see the image where the glasses are. And that's what I make my center point. I'm gonna place a piece of heat tape on the bottom, right there. And I'm gonna place the one on the top. This is to keep your shirt or your image from moving so that you don't end up with any ghosting, which is like you'll be able to see like 2 of the images as if you were intoxicated or something. So you don't want that. I'm going to put a piece of butcher paper on top and I'm going to heat press this at 400 for 60 seconds. I'm going to add this other piece of butcher paper to protect my platen so that the ink, when it bleeds through, it doesn't bleed into my platen. All right, I'm going to heat press this at 6 for 60 seconds, 400, and then I'm going to bring you back. All right, guys, our 60 seconds is up. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can kind of see the ink has bled through on the butcher paper, and that's why you use the butcher paper on top, because this is the ink that would have bled through into your platen. And what you will end up with then is this image being on your other shirts and projects that you're doing. So this is trash. So do not try to reuse that. And we're going to go ahead and look at our image. And it is beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So there we have our image. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to let it cool down for just a few minutes, and then we're going to take it outside and we are going to bleach her. Okay? So we'll be back. Alright guys, I'm outside on my patio. It's best to do this outside in the sun so that it can help to activate the bleach and to dry it quicker. So I have my bleach, and again I have all bleach. No water, it's all bleach, and I'm just gonna spray it lightly because you know you can add more bleach if you need to, but you can't take it out if you put too much. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go around the image just lightly with a little bit of the bleach. Just like that, and we're gonna let it do its thing. All right, so you'll start to see it start to turn white. And I do have cardboard, as I stated in the beginning, I do have cardboard underneath here so that it doesn't bleed through to the back of the shirt. let that do its thing. I can start to see the white coming in around it. And I do notice that with this, less is more. So it's better to start around your image or on your image and then let the bleach kind of do its thing, because it looked like, if you guys can see that, it looked like it went outside of the image, which is what you want. So it's best to do the image and let it, you know, go from there. So hopefully you guys can see that the white is coming through all around there. And while that's doing that, I'm going to do a couple of little twirlies in here. So I'm just going to twirl this just a little bit. And then I'm just going to spray it lightly with bleach. Trying to get it to stay. And that's how you get the little twirly little things in there. One right here. And then I'm going to put one on this very end over here. So I'm just taking my hand and kind of twirling it. Let's see if I can bring that around so you can see. Kind of open it up and you can see it's already starting to bleach those little light areas, and then you can see that our image is also beginning to turn. So you can see I did not add a whole, I just didn't go in and just, you know, really bleach it, but it will continue to whiten. And then what I'm going to do is take this and add it to the soaking water with the peroxide. And then I'll take them and wash them in cold water and then air dry them. You guys can see that white is coming through, and then we have the little twirly things are also coming through down here as well, like I did with the other shirt. More bleach white in there. And right on her little forehead. Alright, so I'm going to let this dry, guys, and then I'm going to, like I said, put it in with the other shirt that has the peroxide and cold water. And then I will wash them in cold water and then dry them on air dry, and then I will bring you guys back so you can see the finished result. Alright guys, I have the sink with the peroxide, hydrogen peroxide in it. So you can see I only have it, you know, about a third of the way full. I added about, I would say, if I had to guess, about not even half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. And this is what our shirt is looking like thus far. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the water and let it soak. And the other shirt, where it had the little browning spots, did start to remove those brown, that little bit of brown. So the peroxide and the water will do the thing with the brown spots, guys. So I'm just going to let this soak, And after this soaks, then I'm going to use my Dawn detergent. And the previous shirt took me about 3 good rinses before it started to rinse clear. So you're going to rinse it about 3 good times because you want the water to run clear. And then you'll put them in the washing machine in cold water only, very small load, and then air dry them, and you'll be good to go. So I will come back, and seriously this time I'll come back and show you the finished product after it finishes soaking. Okay, alrighty, I will see you when it has been washed and air dried. All right, guys. Okay, so I am now back from doing the sublimation and bleach shirts on 65-35 polyester cotton blend. I used the Gildan Softstyle Heather Blue. So this was the, let's see, this is the first one I did. And they're still a little bit damp because I have them air drying. But this was the first one that I did. And this one, I did the little twist the T-shirt, as you saw in the video, the twist the T-shirt and then spray the bleach on it. So I really like that little design at the bottom. I do think this one kept a little bit more, this one kind of bled out a little bit more because it was my first one. So I was just spraying it. Even though I sprayed it here, it seemed to kind of bleed out. And it could have been the nozzle from the spray that I was using. And I didn't put anything on the back. Okay. Even though the shirt is kind of thin, you can kind of see through it, but no design on the back. So that was that one. And then this was the second one. I think I got a little bit better at it with the second one. Because I did just leave it here and then let it bleed out. On the other one, I kind of sprayed it here and around here, so I went out a little bit further. And I did the little swirlies on the bottom, again, as you can see. So I'm letting these, I'm going to explain the entire process to you, but I'm going to pause the video for just a second. I'm going to put these back in the air dryer so they can continue air drying. And then I'm going to come and explain the highs, the lows, so that when you get ready to do it, you'll know what to do. Exactly. Okay. All right. So I put those back in the dryer on air dry. So I watched a couple of YouTube videos because I had never done the process before. And I finally landed on Emma's Cottage. Yep, that's her. Emma's Cottage on YouTube. And she done plenty of these bleach shirts and gave some great tutorials on the bleaching process. So I kind of followed what her method was. The only difference is I sublimated first and then I bleached, just so you know. Okay. All right, so I took and I did both these images, and this was actually the design in Cricut Design Space up under #MomLife, and I just cut out or sliced out Mom Life and changed it to Teen Life and changed the font because I wanted something fancy. And then I actually changed it, changed the coloring of the bows and the glasses and everything. So one is purple, as you can see, and one is red. So I did that intentional. So that's where the designs came from, Cricut Design Space. If you do images and type in Mom Life without the hashtag, then you will get this image. But you just have to make up your own design to it. All right, the other thing is I showed you guys the bleach that I was using. I got this from Walmart. I got this from Walmart, and she highly recommended, well, she said some people like the splashless bleach, but she didn't prefer it, so I went with what I had on hand, which was this. And so I had the splashless too also, but I ended up using this one since she didn't recommend the splashless. The hydrogen peroxide I got from the dollar store, and the spray bottle that I was using. And she also recommended that after you bleach to empty the bleach back into the container and to clean your bottle, because you want to be able to use it a little bit longer. So I did. I have washed this out, and then I took and I continued to spray to kind of get the bleach out of it. Now, you know what supplies I used. I have the Epson Workforce 7720. I used Aviva paper, and I used Hippo ink, and all of that is on Amazon. The Hippo ink and the Aviva paper. Other thing I want to show you is, hopefully you guys can see this, but I sublimated this image onto a t-shirt earlier today, Black Mom Magic, and this is the blowout paper that I used, and I'm pretty sure you guys can see the outline of the image in this paper. So please make sure when you're using the butcher paper and the parchment paper that you trash that when you're done, because if you don't, this ink will bleed into your next project, and you don't want that to happen. So all of this butcher paper that I used today is no good. Same thing with the Mom Life. If you guys can see that, you can see the image through there. This was the butcher paper that I had on the top of my t-shirt, and the sublimation paper, so you guys can see that image, that ink came through, and that's what would go into your platen on your heat press. And when that goes into your platen, you got problems on your hand. And it's not just by chance that it did on that one, because it also did on this one too. So you guys can kind of see the image through there. Okay, again, trash that butcher paper. So yeah, so the process, you guys saw me. I took the Gildan Softstyle Heather Blue, and I got that t-shirt from Aviva warehouse here in Vinyl Shop here in Dallas, Texas. That was all they had in Gildan Softstyle, was the Heather Blue. Everything else was Gildan, but no Heathers. So I got the last of the Heather Blue. If you shop at Jiffy or shop online through Jiffy Shirts or whatever, I'm also told that they're sold out as well. So if you look up and find these Gildan Softstyle Heather shirts, because I'm told those are the only ones that will bleach properly, get them, because they're sold out everywhere. All right, so you know what bleach I used, you know what peroxide I used, and then my spray bottle. Again, I got this from the beauty supply store. And what else? So I sublimated my shirt for 60 seconds on 400 degrees. And then after I sublimated the shirt, I took it outside, and then I took my spray bottle. I took a piece of cardboard that I got from an Amazon box, and I put that inside the t-shirt so that the bleach wouldn't go through to the back, because I didn't want to bleach the back of the shirts, even though I will on mine, because I bought me one shirt, so I'll do mine eventually with a different design. But you want to put that in between the shirts so that the bleach doesn't go through. And what I found with this bottle, because it has where you can put it on the method where it shoots out, you know, I don't know, like just real quick splurts like that, or it mist. So I had it on the mist option. And with the mist option, I found that it worked best if I just spray the image, because this, between these two methods of what I'm using specifically, I'm not talking about anybody else, what I use, it automatically bled to the outside of the image. So I didn't need to spray around the image like I did with the first shirt. So depending on what style or what look you're going for, determine whether or not you want to spray just the image itself or also around it. The more around you spray, the more it tends to kind of bleed out. And then after I bleached it, I then put it in the sink, and I filled it up about 3/4 of the way, I guess, and I added I think it was almost half a cup or a little bit less of hydrogen peroxide into the water, the cold water, and I took and I let that stay in the water, and the hydrogen peroxide for about 15 minutes. And then after that, I used some Dawn dish detergent. I got it real soapy, and I just kind of, you know, washed the shirt, both shirts. And then I took them after the water started to run clear. So it took about 3 times for that water to go clear. And then I put it in the wash machine on hand wash in cold water. And then I put it in the dryer on air dry. So that's where it is now. So that's the entire process, guys. Where I noticed that it tended, the first one tended to start looking like it had some little brown spots. I used that when I put that in the water with the hydrogen peroxide. I noticed that it took away the brown spots. Okay, so hopefully I'm clear in my instructions, guys, and what I'm telling you, because it's late and it's time for me to go to bed. So hopefully everything came together here to help you understand how to do it and what you'll need if you decide to do this process. Because like I said, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, first time triers, and it was so confusing on whether you should sublimate first or sublimate after you bleach. I think you can do either or, but I just chose to do the sublimation first because I didn't want to put it back up under my heat press after I put that bleach and all that stuff on it. So that's why I sublimated first, but you could do either or. Okay, all right, guys, that is it. If you are currently following me on my Facebook, in my Facebook group, Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters, thank you guys so much for supporting me by following me on Facebook. And if you're not following me on Facebook and you would like to join my Facebook group, it is a private group, then you can send me a Facebook group request to Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters. If you are currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you guys so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if not, and you're seeing me for the first time and you like my method of teaching, then please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. All right. So yeah, that's it, guys. That is the sublimation. I call it sublimation and bleach process because that's the order I did it in. Sublimation, and then I bleached. If there was anything that was not clear about this tutorial, then please chime in the comments and ask any questions that you have, and I do respond to all comments unless it's something negative. And I hate to have to say that every video, but we always get somebody that still puts something in the comments crazy. Okay, but I'm here to help. I'm not here to hinder anyone from growing. I'm all about, if you even come in my Facebook group, you will see that I'm all about helping people to grow. There's nothing you can ask me about that I'm gonna be like, I can't help you. Okay, I do my best to help whoever I can. Okay, all right, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this tutorial on the sublimation bleach process. And as always, you know, my motto is each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And you guys have a good night. Bye.